I started for school very late that morning and was in great dread of a scolding, especially because Mr. Hamel had said that he would question us on participles. So the character, the name of the protagonist of the story is a little boy whose name is Franz, and he started for school one. And he was not a good student. He did not get much attraction to study and all that. So one day he started for school very late because he didn't have the intention to go to school. Somehow, due to the force of the of his family members, he had to go to school, and that is why he started very late. And so what happened? And what was to be taught over there in the school? Participle would be taught in the school, and participle, according to French, participle is very boring, and he didn't know any p of participle. So, and I didn't know the first word about them. For a moment, I thought of running away and spending the day out of doors. It was so warm, so bright. So outside was so attractive, so bright, and there what the birds were chirping at the edge of the woods, and in the open field back of the sawmill, the Prussian soldiers are drilling. So here we found a word that is soldiers. So what happened actually was that, the background is given. Let us little bit go back. So Alfonso Daudet was a French novelist and a short story writer. The last season is set in the days of the Franco-Prussian War, in which France was defeated by Prussia, led by Bismarck. So France was actually defeated by Prussia, and Alsace and Lorraine provinces of France were taken or captivated by Prussia. So what Prussia did? Prussia imposed an order that from then the point of time, uh, uh, not France but Germany would be Prussian language, that is Germany would be taught over there in the school. And so the French teacher, who was Mr. Hamel, would have to leave the school and would have to go home. So no more French lesson would be taught. It would be completely language, what we tell that language colonialism. So the language of Alsace and Lorraine, that is French language, would be evicted, and in the place of French language, what would be taught over there? A German language would be taught over there. So that is the story. And now what thing happened? Now the little guy, the little student, that is Franz, when Franz didn't have any interest in study and all that, but when Franz actually went into the school and got to know about all these things and understood that it was his last French lesson, then he felt very sad that he had wasted so much amount of time without studying, without caring about French language and all that. And so French is really a fantastic language, and any and mother language or mother tongue is always a fantastic language that everyone has, and this mother tongue should not be forcefully taken away. This is when mother tongue French is forcefully taken away, and forcefully Germany is being taught, that is very much language colonialism, and that is very hard, very immoral thing, very not, very much should not think. So anyway, let us go to the with chapters. When I passed the town hall, there was a crowd in front of the bulletin board. For the last 2 years, and all our bad news had come from there. The lost battles, the draft, the orders of the commanding officer, and I thought to myself without stopping, what can be the matter now? So many people are crowding in front of the bulletin board. So what was written over there in the bulletin board? Franz felt inquisitive to know. Then, as I hurried by as fast as I could go, the blacksmith, the watchtower who was there with his apprentice sheep reading the bulletin, called after me, "Don't go so fast, Bob. We'll get to our school in plenty of time." Means there will be plenty of time to go to your school, and today school will be for long time, class will be for long time. But why class will be for long time? Why he does not need to run? Why his language teacher, Mr. Hamel, would not beat him to that day? So all these questions, were in smoke. So there was no answer to all these questions. So I thought that he was making fun of me, and reached Mr. Hamel's little garden all out of breath. So he ran to Mr. Hamel's little garden or little class. I mean, a little schoolroom. Usually, when school began, there was a great bustle. So usually there used to be so much actually noise and sound and all that. But that day there was not that much sound and not that much noise. The opening and the close of the desk lessons repeated in unison, very loud, with our hands over our ears to understand better. So generally in the school every day there happened to be so much actually noise, hustle, bustle. So and the teacher's great ruler rapping on the table. Teacher used to make sound with the ruler, and students used to shout. Read loudly and all that. But now it was also still. There was so much peace, so much silence, so much calm weather. I had counted on the commotion to get to my desk without being seen. So he wanted to, Franz wanted to go to his seat without being seen, because if he gets seen, then he may be beaten by Mr. Hamel. So he was in fear of that. But what happened, astonishingly, what happened that day? Through the window, I saw my classmates already in their places and Mr. Hamel walking up and down with his terrible iron ruler under his arm. I had to open the door and go in before everybody. You can imagine how I blushed and how frightened I was. He was very much puzzled. He was very much frightened, and he was in on his nerves because he had to actually reach over there. I mean, he was late, so that is why he was in fear. But nothing happened. Mr. Hamel saw me. Mr. Hamel today, Mr. Hamel did not scold that day, and that day he said rather very kindly, "Go to your place quickly, little Franz. We are beginning without you. So we are almost beginning the lesson without you." I jumped over the bench and sat down at my desk. Not till then, when I had got a little over my fright, did I see that our teacher had on his beautiful green coat, his frilled so Mr. Hamel actually was wearing a beautiful coat, the coat that basically he wears in some programs or something like that. So anyway, so what was, and then he saw that there are some people who are at the, I mean, some there are common village people as well as village mayor and village postmaster who are also actually sitting at the back of the class. So what was special about the class? He didn't understand that, and he was inquisitive to know. But there was something very much special that common village people as well as mayor as well as postmaster, okay, all are there in the class. So but the thing that surprised me was that to see that on the back benches that were always empty, the village people sitting quietly like ourselves, old Hossar with his three-cornered hat, and the former mayor, the former postmaster, and the several other besides. Everybody 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 looked sad, and Hossar had brought an old primer thumbed at the edges, and he held it open on his knees with his great spectacles lying across the pages. While I was wondering about it all, Mr. Hamel mounted his chair and, in the same grave and gentle tone which he had used to me, said, so now the voice was very gentle and very grave because he was very sad. My children, this is the last lesson I shall give you. The order has come from Berlin, that is capital of Germany, or Russia, to teach only German in the schools of Alsace and Lorraine. So, from in the schools of Alsace and Lorraine, only Germany will be taught, and no French lesson will be taught. And they have to forget their mother tongue French, and they have to talk in Germany, because I mean. So that they can be familiar with the German culture, and total French culture will be completely distorted, will be dismantled, will and German culture will be imposed on them. They have to follow German culture. The new masters comes tomorrow. This is your last French lesson. I want to be very attentive. So with a thunderclap, these words, what a thunderclap, are these words to me? Oh, the riches. That was that why he had put up at the town hall. Anyway, my last French lesson. Why I hardly knew how to write. My so everybody loves his mother and the motherland and the mother tongue. Okay, so I should never learn anymore. So now French suddenly started to understand. I started to realize that he had bunked so many classes. He was not serious in so many classes, and that is why his performance. I mean, he had to learn so many things of French grammar